Hey, what's up, Facebook? Aaron Bailey here. I want to give you about 15 points for making a good impression in business. So, first impressions are very important. I'm not talking about first impressions here when you're dating, because that's very different. First impressions with lots of different things can mean lots of different variables on how you present yourself. So I'm going to be talking here about business. When you're in a business meeting, we're just going to talk one-on-one. You're either trying to get someone to do a transaction with you, or they're trying to get you to do a transaction with them. So we're going to be talking that scenario in business, how to make that right first impression. It's very, very important. And you guys can probably relate to the fact that sometimes you're in or out in the first 10 seconds of that meeting. At least your gut feel tells you that you should be out in that first 10 seconds, but you're saying to yourself, hey, I'm going to give it the next 30 minutes for them to give me a better impression, than their first one was. But that first 10 seconds, you pretty much know whether you're doing business with this person or not if it goes really badly. So, okay, 15 points, first impressions. Okay, so firstly, firm handshake. I don't care whether you're meeting a male or a female. One of the worst things you can probably do, one of the first things you can probably do is you're meeting a female. So I'm meeting a female for the first time in business. I'm not sure that I'm going in for the kiss. And I still think in society, we should have a written rule that tells us how we should be greeting a total stranger. Because how many times do you see people go in for the hand? Oh, I'm going for the kiss. Oh, hug, headbutt. My brother Tim is a sensational first meet and greet person. If you want to see a guy headbutt lots and lots of women, come and see Tim meet. And he goes for the handshake first, then the kiss, and it ends up being a bit of a headbutt. So I think a handshake is a great way to do it first, whether it's a guy, whether it's a girl. You're probably not going in for the hug, you're probably not going in for the kiss. But I still think we should have a set rule with how that goes, because it's all over the place. But who knows that when you meet someone for the first time, if they give you that little limp handshake, for me, I'm pretty much out straight away. I mean, do I want to do business with somebody that shakes hands like that? I want someone that's firm, that's strong, that can last the test of time. So that firm handshake is really important, and that's your first 1 to 2 seconds where somebody has already made a conscious and subconscious decision about whether they want to do business with you. So practice that handshake, firm handshake, eye contact. You don't want to be looking away, because then you're either a bit unconfident or you're arrogant, okay, if you're not looking at them. So it's not hard to do a firm handshake, look them in the eye. And I'm already teaching my kids that. So when my kids do a handshake with me, or I get them to meet somebody, I say, oi, 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 come back here. Firm a handshake, look them in the eye, look me in the eye. They already know to do that. They come up to me now and look me in the eye. So firm handshake, look you in the eye. So eye contact's very important throughout the meeting. Your dress code. Okay, so today business is probably more casual than ever, particularly in Australia. And I'm not saying you have to wear a suit and tie, that's for sure. In fact, sometimes that can be off-putting. But you don't want to be wearing your daggy sneakers with a hole in the end either. A lot of people make a statement that I can wear whatever I want because I'm a superhero, because I'm a superstar. So it doesn't matter what I wear. Sure, you can do that and get away with it if you've got the runs on the board. But again, to me, I see someone that's talking a big game, talking about how great they are, and they turn up with sneakers with holes in them, they turn up with knee pads on, a dirty shirt with a coffee stain on there. Straight away it just says to me, I'm just not sure this person's got it together. And if you can't get it together because you've got a coffee stain on and dirty sneakers, how are you going to get it together in business with me? And so you got to think about, who are you meeting with? What is the dimensions of that meeting? Is it the first time you met with them? Is it very serious? Is it big money on the line? Is it casual? Because that will depend on how you dress. So dress according to the location, the meeting, the person. But for me, when I'm looking across at someone, I don't care whether they're wearing casual shoes with no socks. That can look pretty cool, as long as the shoes are pretty specky. If they're wearing it all makes a big difference. If you got 15 buttons all undone here, I won't do a strip tease for you, but yeah, that's a different look. That's telling me about someone compared to someone that's got their top button done up. That's telling me the difference in their personality straight away. That person's a little bit more closed and proper and formal, this person thinks they're pretty good, they got a lot of confidence, and they love bearing their chest. So body language and dress and how you wear today or yesterday, whenever you did it. If you're just watching right now and you see me button up my shirt, you can just rewind and watch the dialogue from that. So dress code is very important. Do not underestimate that one. Now, also, I'm going to say smell, right? If you're walking in and if you've been to a meeting where someone stinks of cigarette smoke, that may not be off-putting to you. You may be a smoker, that's cool. But for me, that's almost a deal breaker straight away. You know, I've been in the health and wellness industry now for 20 years, owning gyms, health and wellness, anti-aging companies, all my life in business. And if I'm going to do business with someone, I want to know that they're reliable, they've got their shit together. And I'm just not sure that someone that hasn't got the discipline that smoking is going to be my best business partner. That's a personal opinion for me. I don't like that. If they turn up with cigarette smell on their clothes, I'm just about out from that as well. But it's also too the same with alcohol. If they got alcohol in their breath at 11 o'clock in the morning meeting, I'm not opposed to that, but is that the sort of person I want to get into business with? So you got to be thinking about, same if you're going to order lunch together, don't order the slippery stir fry or the pasta, which is going to go everywhere. I don't want to see you slurping up pasta, getting it all over your face. So think about how you're going into that meeting. Are you just going to order a drink? It's a little bit easier to do because they won't say anything and they won't even consciously care if you're eating. But when you drip that gravy down your shirt and you got a bit of pasta sauce over here, and that'll subconsciously impact your meeting and their impression of you. So that's a really interesting one. I don't really go to lunch meetings for that reason. Plus, I want to get in and out. I want to make my point. I want to make my impression. I want to do business. I want to go. I don't want to be waiting around for lunch. Then who picks up the tab? You can pick it up. That's going to make a great impression. It's going to be expensive doing 10 business meetings a day. If you don't pick up the tab, now you're a tight ass that don't want to do business with you. So I would avoid that as well. Okay, let's get to body language. So if you're in a meeting one-on-one and you're always on your phone, they're trying to tell you, trying to pitch to you, or you're trying to impress them, you're on Facebook, you're writing back a message to somebody, deal breaker. So my perception of that is, even if they're just getting back to somebody, that's saying to me that I'm not that important to them. This meeting is not that important. I don't really care what happens in this meeting because I'm getting back to someone. In today's world, everything's instant. But I'll give you a big tip. You don't take your phone into the shower. So if you're having a 10-minute shower and somebody messages you, you're not getting back to them for 10 minutes. Life goes on. The sun's going to come up. They're going to be okay. So you want to take that attitude into a meeting as well. If someone messages you, don't worry about it. Be in the moment. Have eye contact. Show this person that you are really into what they're doing so you get the business, or vice versa. You want to work with them, show them that you're interested, you're engaged, you got the body language. That person can wait. If my phone rings, goes on silent, I'll put it down there. In fact, sometimes it can be great if they see your phone ringing and you put it to the side. It shows that you're engaged and serious about this business meeting. So your body language is important. Eye contact. Don't be looking at the person walking around the room. Don't be looking at what's happening over there. Don't be looking at your phone. Try and mimic their body language. If they're leaning forward, you're leaning forward. If they're leaning back, you're leaning back. Okay, so create that eye contact and that rapport through body language and show that you're interested, even if you're not. There's ways to get out of the meeting quick if you need to, but show that you're interested and respect that person, whether you're trying to get the business or whether you want their business. Okay, listen more and talk less. Okay, the worst thing you can do in a business meeting is be doing all the talking. They'll either come across as bored, you're bragging, you don't care about them because you're doing all the talking. So you're not listening to their story. Okay, you're talking about yourself too much. You'll make a really good first impression by just saying the important things when they need to be said. Okay, so talk more, listen less. They don't need to know that one of your legs is longer than the other legs in the first time you meet them. Okay, you can save all that to later. And that brings me to the next point of... And this is why I said in the beginning of this video that, if you're on a date, it's very, very different. Because people want to see your sense of humor, your fun side. They want to see all of you. They want you to be yourself. And when you're dating, that's important. But when you're in a business meeting, all that can kind of wait till later. Sure, the person wants to like you, and the person wants to be able to have a beer with you and become your friend and have great times and be in business with you for the next 20 years. But the first time you meet is not about that. The first time you meet is about, can they trust you? Are you serious about this business? Are you the sort of person that is going to have their back, that can help them achieve their goals and dreams, or vice versa? And so cracking jokes every 10 seconds, bursting out laughing every 10 seconds, giggling all the time, talking about your personal life, your sex life, swearing, that's not a great first impression for somebody that's serious about business. Now, they'll laugh it off and they'll go, hey, this is a fun person, this is a fun meeting, I really like this person. And you want them to like you, but they're also thinking, God, I don't think I can do business with this person. They're just not serious. They're always joking around. I think I can be their friend. We'll have a drink later, but we're not going to do business together. So save, if you're a swearing type person, great, do all that later. Maybe they are as well. But save it to the second or third or fourth or fifth meeting until you get to know each other. Save your religion talk until you get to know each other. Save your personal jokes until you get to know each other. That's not a place in a first meeting. Okay, next point, rapport. But I want you to do rapport like this. So rapport is great, but you want to do it in what I call a casual and reluctant way. Okay, so if someone says, oh yeah, just, I'm a bit rough this morning. I went to the Adelaide Crows game last night. Don't be the guy that just jumps in and goes, oh my God, I go for the Crows too. Oh man, we both go for the Crows. This is so cool. Okay, that's what I call desperation rapport. So we all get taught to build rapport, and we all know it's a fact that we like to work with people that we have things in common with. So we want to build rapport. But people try and get on the front foot and do it far too much. But you want to do it in a casual, reluctant way. So let them finish talking about and how the unbelievable mark and the kick after the siren, and you're just you're nodding your head. Someone trying to call me on Facebook Live. So if someone said they go for the Crows went last night, you're nodding your head and going, cool. Yeah, I'm a Crow supporter myself, barracked for them for a while. So you're not desperately trying to jump in their lap to build the rapport. Wait till they're finished, casually, even reluctantly say, oh yeah, actually my kids go to the same school. It's a good, my same school. It's a good school, isn't it? Yeah, I go for the Crows as well. They're a great footy team. And so you're saying it in such a casual manner, the person straight away is thinking, man, this is a cool guy. And he's so casual about it that I'm curious about this person. I want to work with them. They're exactly like me, but they're not bragging about it. They're not jumping in my lap about it. So build rapport in a casual and almost reluctant manner. That's how you win a lot of their respect over really, really quickly. Okay, next point. Don't be a know-it-all, even if you do know it all. So if someone's talking about a big, long story and they're having a bit of a brag about something, how they went to the footy and they got these front row seats, you don't need to say that you used to play for the Adelaide Crows, last year, and you can get down in the change rooms anytime you want. You just nod your head and say, man, that's really cool, really, really cool. Love sitting in the front row, well done. So you don't need to be a know-it-all. Nobody likes a know-it-all in the first minute. You can be a know-it-all later and let your credentials and your knowledge and your smarts speak for themselves. Let a third party tell that person how good you are. So don't be a know-it-all in your first meeting. Ask intelligent questions. So again, you want to be doing most of the listening. You want to be building the rapport in a casual, reluctant way. But anything that you do need to know, make sure you ask those intelligent questions that you want to get the answers to. And don't say things in your first meeting that you're not 100% sure about. One of the worst things you can say is blah, 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 blah. Now, don't quote me on that, but I reckon da-da-da-da. And you could be completely wrong. They might already know you're wrong. Or they can go and Google it and find out that you were wrong. Straight away, you've lost all rapport, all respect, and that person thinks that you're an idiot. So don't say stuff unless you're 100% sure it's factual. I mean, you don't want to be gossiping about things because that's not a good not a good image either. But if you're not 100% sure about a fact of a population of Nigeria or population of America or whatever, but you just say a number out there to say something and it's completely wrong, you're going to lose all credibility and respect straight away. So don't say things unless you're 100% sure they are factual. Okay, and that gets us down to that resume. So, people are going to do business with people that have achieved great things or can achieve great things. It could be an asset to them. But again, you don't want to be doing all the talking. You don't want to be doing all the bragging. But you do want them to know how capable you are of whatever it is you're trying to do a deal with. And so when it comes time that they ask you a question, because again, you don't want to be jumping in, doing all the talking. Hey, tell me a bit about what you've achieved in the industry. Again, don't go on for the next 20 minutes. Don't go on and brag to say, look, I was a top seller in my company last year. It was a great asset. I had a great team to back me up. So you're very humble, but hey, number one seller in your company, well, that's pretty cool. Then they ask you more questions. I was a top 100 income earner last year. But it was all due to my team. I had a great team. I had great systems. What a great company. So be humble in your resume. Try and let your website speak for itself, your social media speak for itself. Maybe a third party can pump you up. You don't really want to be the one pumping yourself up. If you can get a third party to do that for you in some way, you'll look 10 times better. But also, there's a fine line with that because people don't know what they don't know sometimes. And if you don't pump yourself up, who's going to? And so, but do it in a very quick, in a very humble, and again, casual way. Get that in really quickly. So they're my points for making a good first impression in a business meeting. You can go and laugh and giggle and swear and have a beer with them and be their best mate later on. But let's get business done. Let's show that I'm here to do business with you, that I'm an asset, that you want to be working with me because I'm dead serious about your goals and dreams. I'm dead serious about this business long term with you. Let's work together. That's what serious people want to know in the beginning. Okay, again, I'm not talking about not serious business people. I'm not talking about making friends or networking. I'm talking about serious business people in your first meeting. So guys, that's it from me. I'll run through it one more time on my list up here. Firm handshake, eye contact, dress well, no smoke, alcohol, lunchtime food during your meeting, good body language, eye contact, be in the moment, engaging, don't look at your phone, don't look away, listen more, talk less. Nobody needs to know your finer details of your life in that first meeting. Jokes aside, later on we can do that. Rapport in a casual and reluctant way. Show respect but not desperation. Okay, so you're not jumping in all the time. Don't be a know-it-all. Ask intelligent questions. Don't say anything you're not 100% sure about. Let your resume kind of speak for itself, or a third party jump in if you can, or be quick and humble with what you've achieved. And then follow up is the last point. So it can be straight after the meeting, a quick Facebook message, a quick text message. Hey, John, really appreciate you taking the time. Really enjoyed the conversation. Let me do some more research. I'm going to get straight back to you. A real quick follow-up shows really something about you, that you are engaged, that you mean it, that you're thinking about it, that just makes them feel special, that you weren't wasting their time. So a really quick message just to say, hey, thanks for your time. I appreciate it. I know you're busy. Really enjoyed it. Let's talk more. Follow up at the end. So guys, I'm going to jump off. It's been great. Let us know if you got something out of that, just 1 point, and let us know if you're watching this live or on a replay. I've got to get to my next meeting. All right, guys, I'll get going, and we'll talk soon. Cheers.